So last week, a friend of mine approached me. She said she wanted to buy a tab. She was on a budget. She didn't know what to get. And she wanted me to recommend something for her. So I came up with the Samsung Galaxy Tab A, and I figured, hey, why don't I share it with you guys too? Some of you must have noticed my voice sounds a bit funny. Please forgive me because I caught the flu over the weekend and I'm still trying to recover, okay? Now, once I opened up the pack, all I got inside was just the tab itself. Then we had a regular USB 2.0 cable, we had a charging brick, and then a manual. Now, this is not really surprising because this has always been Samsung's model of packaging their devices. And one of the things I liked about this device is the finishing. It comes in 3 different colors. You get a black, you get a blue, and you get a white color. So the one I have here now is the black color. I almost said matte black. That's not what Samsung calls it, but it has that matte feel at the back. And it's super nice to hold. And as expected, the device is made out of plastic. It's kind of what Samsung has always used in most of their tabs. It has always been plastic. And maybe this explains why the device weighs just 529 grams for the Wi-Fi version, and then it weighs 534 grams for the LTE version. And I love the fact that on these new Samsung Galaxy devices, the new orientation is portrait instead of landscape. Like in previous Samsung Galaxy devices, the orientation has always been landscape, and it's made it kind of difficult for you to have the device on one hand while you're operating it on the other hand. But with these new ones now, the device can actually fit into your palm a little bit more conveniently, depends on the size of your palms anyway, and while you're operating it with the other hand. And the specs are pretty good too for the price point. You get 3 gigabytes of RAM, and the internal memory you get between 32 gigabytes and 64 gigabytes internal memory, which is expandable to up to 512 gigabytes. Straight out of the box, you get Android 8.1 Oreo, which you can update to Android 9 Pie. The device itself is being powered by a Snapdragon 450 processor. You get an octa-core 1.8 GHz CPU and an Adreno 506 GPU. Powering this whole unit up is a whopping 7,300 mAh power battery. Now, I had this device with me for like a week, and I couldn't remember charging it more than once a day because one single charge could take me all through the day without having to come back to charge again. Other things that are worthy of note here is the fact that you get a USB-C port for fast charging, and then at the top of the device, you still get a headphone jack. That is really a big deal for me. So it's good to see Samsung still maintaining the headphone jacks in the line of their Galaxy devices. Even the new Galaxy S10 Plus, S10e and X10 5G, all of them still have the headphone jack. That's quite exciting. Perhaps the most exciting part for me about this device is that display, which is a whopping 10.5 inches. Now, this is where the orientation thing I talked about earlier on came into play, because even with the size of that display, you could still manage to hold it with one hand while you could operate it with the other hand. It's an LCD display with a resolution of 1200 by 1920 pixels, and also it's a pretty decent display. It works very well outside under the sun, but as I've mentioned previously in previous videos, LCD displays work better in low light situations, and this very one was not an exception. But how you know LCD displays that are pretty good and pretty decent is when you take them out on a sunny day. You can still see what you're doing. You can still reply your messages and reply tweets with them. The main camera at the back is a single 8 megapixel autofocus lens which can record 1080p videos at 30 frames per second, no 4K. While you get a 5 megapixel selfie camera in front, which can also record 1080p videos at 30 frames per second. So you guys let me know down in the comments, will you be willing to spend $360 or 130,000 Nigerian Naira to buy this device? Do you think it's worth it? From all you've seen, let's discuss down in the comments, alright? Until next time, I'll see you again in the next one.